Hey there, thank you for joining me for today's practice. My name is Paula. Today's a whole body sequence. We'll do a little bit of work on the ground, sun salutes, a bit of flow before returning down onto the mat. So make sure you're nice and comfortable and let's make a start straight away. So we're going to start lying down on our back. We're coming into this constructive rest position. As heels underneath the knees, feet parallel, feet hip distance apart, arms down by your side, palms facing up if that feels okay. And if it feels all right to close down the eyes, then go for that. Just starting to take some time here just to connect. Just gathering all of yourself to this moment. Just noticing the back surface imprinting itself on the mat underneath you. And as we continue to stay here, just noticing if there's any space to allow that imprint to get a little bit deeper and fuller. So we're tuning into our relationship with gravity. Just allowing the ground to support us here. Noticing the back of the head resting down, the upper body resting down, the mid-back, and hopefully a little bit of space underneath the lower back and the mat and the back of the pelvis and the soles of the feet, as well as the backs of the arms and back of the hands. And let's start to gently lengthen out our breathing, slowing down the inhale and slowing down the exhale. Continuing to do that for a couple more rounds before we start to move. Making space to be here with yourself, with your practice. And then when you're ready, let's blink open the eyes and open the arms out a little bit wider. So don't have to be all the way up to shoulder height, but close to. And we're going to go for a windscreen wipe action, but we're going to keep the feet hip distance apart because often we will open the feet out as wide as the mat. But for today, let's keep the feet hip distance apart. So taking an inhale, as you exhale, let the knees drop over to the right, and then taking an inhale, pelvis comes back down, soles of the feet back down, and then dropping the knees over to the left. And then inhale, coming back through center, and then exhale, knees drop to the right, and then inhale, back of the pelvis, back on the mat, and then peeling off as you drop down. So we're just allowing a little bit of a falling action that's happening with the knees here. Just seeing if you can tune into that, and you might want to move at a slightly different pace than I am, so feel free to listen to that. In a moment, we're going to add on. So we're just letting the knees drop down. As we let the legs swing over to the right, we're going to let that left foot just release and swing forward to the right, and then it arcs back to center and feet come back to parallel. Knees drop to the left, right foot swings, little crescent moon shape with that toe, and then coming back to center, feet plant back down. So we're letting that fall to the right, left leg swings and come back to center. Plant the feet down. Knees drop to the left, right foot swings and come back to center. Have a little bit of a play with this. Let the breath stay connected. And we're just letting the knees fall and allowing the top leg to swing across. It doesn't have to be a really big movement. Maybe for you it's a little bit smaller, and that's completely fine. We're just playing with this quality of falling and a bit of a swing. So we're working with momentum rather than muscular action here. Easy breathing. Let's just go. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. I'm going to shuffle myself a little bit further up again onto my mat. And what we're going to do is drop the knees over to the right and then bring this right arm underneath the head just to support the head. So we're stacking knee to knee, feet in line with the hips. And we're going to bring this left big toe, bring the knee up towards the chest. And you might do a little crunch in with the head here. And then swing it back, let the head rest, and then start to float the leg back behind you. Draw the lower ribs in and think about opening up through the left side of the front of the thigh. And then bring that left foot down, knee in towards the chest, little squeeze in, and then trace the big toe back behind you. Start to float that left leg up, opening up through the front of the left hip, squeezing through the back of the left thigh. And then big toe comes down and little squeeze in. This is the last one. And then floating the leg, draw the lower ribs in, and then let's stack that left leg on top. And we'll roll onto our back and we'll just go to the other side. So rolling over to the left side, extending that left arm to support the head, stack leg, both legs together, feet in line with the hips. And then bringing the right big toe down in front of you, tracing a bit of a semicircle, squeezing that right knee in, little crunch there, and then trace the leg back, extending back. Draw the lower ribs in as you float the right leg back, opening through the front of the right hip. And then let's go again. Bring that right big toe down, drawing the knee in towards the chest, squeezing the head to the knee, and then tracing the leg back, floating the leg back behind you, opening up through the front of that right thigh. And then last time, big toe on the ground, squeezing the knee in, squeeze the head in, and then let's take the leg back, floating the leg back behind you, and then let's stack that right leg back on top of the left, and then rolling onto your back. Just centering yourself once again. Feet parallel, arms down by your side, palms flat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, curl the tailbone under, imprint the lower back onto the mat, and then continue to peel off, coming into your bridge. Just thinking more about activating through the backs of the legs here, keeping the front of the body really long rather than going into that extension of the upper body. Taking one more inhale, exhale, rolling back down, hugging the knees in towards the chest, and you can either roll to one side or you can rock yourself up to a cross-legged position. And then we're going to make our way back into down facing dog. So tucking the toes under, hands shoulder distance apart, lifting the hips up towards the sky, taking your time to find your down dog. And if it feels better to keep your knees slightly bent for the moment, then feel free to do that. Spreading through the fingers, steady the gaze, find the breath. Let's take an inhale to rise up onto the balls of the feet, and then take both heels over to the right side of the mat, pressing down through the edges of the feet and opening up through that left side body, and then take an inhale to come through the balls of the feet, going over to the other side. And then inhale through center, exhale, heels back to the right, and then inhale through center, exhale to the left, and then inhale back to center, looking forward towards the hands, starting to walk the feet forward up towards the top of the mat, coming into your Uttanasana. Let the back of the neck be relaxed. Taking an inhale to your halfway lift, option to just bring those hands to the shins, and then exhale, fold. Feeling free to keep the knees really bent as much as you need to. Press down through the feet, to come up to standing, scooping the arms up, palms, hands come together. Exhale, draw the hands down through the center line. And let's rest the hands in our prayer position in front of the chest for a few breaths. If it feels okay to close the eyes, and feel free. Just feeling that weight drop down into the soles of the feet as the energy lifts up and out through the crown of the head. Tailbone dropping down. And then let's release the hands down by your sides. We're going to go through 3 rounds of sun salute here. Nice and simple. Take those arms up, inhaling, palms and hands come together. Exhale, fold forward. Feel free to bend through the knees as much as you would like to. Relax the head down. Take an inhale into your halfway lift. Exhale, bend the knees, stepping back into your plank position. Press the mat away, thinking about a bit of an angry cat with your upper body here in your plank position. Eyes gazing towards the top edge of your mat. Taking an inhale, exhale, come down to the knees, and then elbows point straight back to lower down, release the tops of the feet down. Take an inhale to come into your cobra, squeeze those elbows in, and then exhale, back through the knees, tuck the toes under, lifting the hips up into your down facing dog. Taking one full breath here. Looking forward towards the hands, soften through the knees, stepping, or if you'd like to hop forward, feel free to hop forward. Inhale at the top of the mat, and then exhale, fold. Press down through the feet. Inhale, coming all the way back up, palms, hands together, and then exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping back, maybe alternating which foot is stepping back if you remember. Looking towards the top edge of the mat, lifting the front of the body towards the back body. Option to keep the knees off if you want to go for Chaturanga and into your up dog, but feel free to work with what is best for you. Take an inhale, exhale, elbows straight back if you're going Chaturanga, especially coming over the toes, coming into your up dog, pressing the backs of the legs up towards the ceiling, and then option to come straight into down facing dog, lifting through the belly, back into down dog. One full breath. Taking another inhale. As you exhale, soften through the knees, stepping or jumping forward in between the hands. Inhaling at the top, exhale, folding down with Uttanasana. Press down through the feet, inhaling, palms and hands come together. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, bend through the knees, step back, plank position. Inhale, exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, and then exhale, down dog. One full breath. Let's stay here for another 2 breaths before we keep going. Try to press down through the inner edges of the hands as you reach up through the hips. Chest reaching towards the thighs. Rising up onto the balls of the feet, take the right leg up to your 3-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, knee comes to chest and step it forward to the inside of that right hand. Coming into your sprinter's lunge for a moment. Inhaling. As you exhale, start to lift the fingertips off and reach the arms up alongside the ears. Now coming into this arrowhead variation. Ground down through the right foot. Press back through that left heel. Taking an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands back down by your hips. Taking one more inhale. As you exhale, circle that left hand and the right arm all the way back into your reverse warrior. Left heel is down, looking up towards the sky. Inhaling here. Exhale, cartwheel the hands into your side angle. Either the right forearm down or all the way down onto that right hand. Left arm up and over the side of the head. Eyes can look up towards the ceiling if that feels available. Find the breath. Keep bending to that front leg. On the next in-breath, let's cartwheel back into our reverse warrior. And then as you exhale, cartwheel the hands back down again, frame the front foot, step back into down facing dog. Taking a breath here in your down dog. Rising up into the balls of feet, taking the left leg up to your three-legged dog. Inhale, exhale, step it forward in between the hands. Finding your sprinter's lunge, coming onto the fingertips, and then on the next inhale, coming up into your arrowhead variation. Extend the arms forward, palms facing one another. Charge up that back leg. Keep breathing. Release the arms down by your side, take an inhale, and then as you exhale, circling the right arm and then the left arm, placing that right heel down, coming into your reverse warrior. Inhale here, and then exhale into your side angle. Either the left forearm down, or all the way down on the inside of that left ankle. Find the breath. On the next in-breath, let's cartwheel the hands back, coming to reverse warrior. And then exhale, frame the front foot, step back into down facing dog. Let's take a couple of breaths here. Steady gaze in between the feet. Looking forward towards the hands. Bring one knee forward and then the other knee forward. Sitting over to one side. Just taking the legs out long and lie down onto your back. Just finding that constructive rest position for a moment. And then let's take both legs up towards the ceiling into your Supta Dandasana. Arms down by your side. Just allow the eyes to settle on the big toes, or you can close them down. A little bit of engagement through the quadriceps here. Allowing the belly to fall back in towards the spine as you exhale. And this posture tends to get a little bit more challenging the longer that we hold it. Just use your breath. Try to soften through the face. Just 3 more full breaths here. And then you can blink open the eyes if they've been closed. Bring the feet flat down, and then let's bring the soles of the feet together, letting the knees drop open. Arms a little bit away from the body. Allowing the eyes to close down again. And once again, just noticing the back imprint that the back surface of the body is creating underneath you. Let's really start to slow down the breathing now. Just noticing if there's any space to allow that back imprint to get a bit deeper. and a bit fuller. And then when you're ready, starting to extend the legs out one at a time. Just coming into your shavasana. Palms facing up. Completely surrendering the weight of the body. And allowing yourself to come to complete rest for the next few minutes. Please feel free to stay resting here if you would like to. Thank you so much for taking the time to practice today. I'll see you next time. Namaste.